Hello and good morning. Welcome back to our shared space on YouTube, Natural Connection with a Shaman. I am your host, Shaman Odin Grey Wolf. So today we are going to dive into the 16th Goetia. It is time for the next Goetia, which is actually just the next part of integrating your shadow to illuminate your consciousness. So at this time, before we get started, if you haven't already, please hit the like button, subscribe if you're not a subscriber. You can share this video with your friends and turn your notification bell on to get updates when I post and upload videos. So we're going to start off with something. This is a message from Elegos on the way out of the 15th Goetia. It says, to take it on all at once would drive anyone mad. So we work with one portion, one shadow at a time. This is why it is so important to work the Goetia. So what it was talking about is taking things slowly. Many times what you'll find with people is they want to run right through all these things to get to the end, or not even do the alchemy of shadows and just sit on one side of the fence and project against their own shadows. So that is basically madness. To integrate your shadow is to become a healthier, more mature person by understanding that you do have shadows. Facing your shadows is the first step to becoming a more integrated person in both your own life and society, and just in good manners, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically. So that is why we work the Goetia one at a time. If you were to try to take them all on, like let's say, many forms of tarot cards come with the Goetia and the Notoria, angels and demons, right? But if you don't know what you are working with, it can incite madness within you. This madness can come in the form of us versus them. We're working with this today. So us versus them, habits that make you feel there are obstacles, traitors, or enemies all working against you, right? If you do not integrate your shadow, you do not realize that you are the shadow. You are they. Bring yourself into a more love and light mind state, like a 5D type of mind state. Doesn't mean that you have to run around saying love and light all the time. It's a state of awareness. A state of awareness understands that your shadows, your enemies, your traitors, and your obstacles are all self-created. You have the tools. The only way to understand this is to integrate your shadows one at a time. Working with them in a all at once manner incites oppositional, dualistic mentality, and it will lead to madness or spiritual psychosis, spiritual egotism, spiritual narcissism, things like this, above and beyond, or our side versus their side, which in any case, say there's always opposition, right? And the sharks don't like the jets. Well, on both sides, they both think they're right? So the only way to integrate is to get one at a time, one shark and one jet to come together converse, and see the synergy, how they work together and how they complement each other. This is what you do with your shadow work. Okay, so we are getting into the 16th Goetia, Zepar. Zepar is a great duke. Dukes are in charge of military command, justice, collecting taxes, and advising the monarch. Zepar comes dressed in red and wearing armor. The red stands for final stage in great work, or magnum opus. The armor represents spiritual protection during one's great work. Zepar's seal, that's this right here, is made up of symbols for calcination, incineration, or turning something to ash. The sun, which represents the best time to do this alchemical work, would be the summer. And drinkable gold. Also, we'll get into the sun a little later too. Drinkable gold. Vinegar made from wine, copper, and the planet Venus. And all combined, this seal is the recipe to create Arum Potable, the spirit of gold, or like in today's time, monatomic gold, right? You would make this by dissolving the gold with vinegar, then filter the solution. Once you have that solution, set it to a side. At this time, you begin heating copper until it burns or becomes copper oxide, powdered copper. Then you combine the copper oxide with sodium chloride, salt rocks. You heat this until it forms a red powder called the vitriol of Venus. And then after you have all three of these products, or both of these products, you mix the gold solution with the vitriol and distill this many times. The final stage is to mix the spirit of gold, the sun, masculine energy, with the spirit of silver, or like colloidal silver. Monotonic gold and colloidal silver mixed together, right? The essence, the spirit of gold and silver, both potable, drinkable. Keep this solution, the spirit of silver and spirit of gold, warm for 40 days. This means like, sun bake it, sun warm it, keep it somewhere it's going to stay warm, or, 40 days, keep it above room temperature. So, what does this represent? Sun, or gold and silver, sun and moon, masculine, feminine, okay? Zepar has a magical ability that states he can cause women and men to fall in love with each other by bringing them together. Spirit of gold, spirit of silver in one flask, and cause them to become barren or infertile. But if you look at this from an alchemist's understanding, you see the color red, perfection of one's great works. Vitriol of Venus, aka the feminine energy. Combining the spirit of gold with the spirit of silver, the sun and moon, masculine and feminine. If you look at all of this through an alchemist's eyes, you see the integration of opposites. And we see the calcination process of burning copper to create copper oxide. We can clearly see, burning, I forgot to write this part in. So, when you see the calcination process of burning copper, that is burning away impurities and attachments until the copper has become a ash or powder, right? What this clearly represents, we can clearly see the integration of our own masculine and feminine spirits within. Last night, if you didn't catch the reading I put up last night, it says uh, connect with your feminine. Anyways, just a coincidence. We're connecting our masculine and feminine energies within by burning away impurities, habits, and attachments, things that lead us into suffering. See how this all goes together? To enhance our love and light. Reason I put love and light is because it means love, right? But this is a more love on a higher awareness, like a love of everything has a spirit, just like the spirit of gold, the spirit of silver, spirit of another, um, like the Buddhists believe. Um, we do not become upset with a person's anger, attachments, or resentments. Or wait, we do not become upset with a person's soul, even though they possess these ridiculous habits and obvious forms of suffering, right? We become upset with those forms. And what do we do instead of try to project onto that? But we try to educate, right? So when we see love through that way, you're seeing the love of another being, human, plant, animal, earth, air, fire, water, whatever, right? And you're trying to see the love by offering education to the impurities, habits from suffering attachments, right? To help educate and release them from the prison of those attachments, okay? Combining masculine and feminine energies. That's why I wrote love and light. Okay, love and light. Love on a higher level is the understanding that all beings under the sun, I'm just going to say that because I don't know how to say in the whole scale of the macro microcosms. All beings under the sun in your reality are worthy of love. They're worthy of being seen for their goodness, no matter your opinion towards them. So, this process is to enhance our love within, which would obviously not be able to self impregnate. Once you combine your natural, your masculine, feminine energies, your left brain, right? Uh, right brain, left brain, you can't impregnate yourself, right? So it makes the union of opposites a spiritual thing, not a sexual or procreational thing. It's not, basically, it's not the act of sex. It's the act of unifying energies within, unifying the harmonics of your brain balance. This is another way of signifying we are working with the third and final part of our great works of integrating masculine and feminine spirits within to become both and able to use both right and left brain as one. Use our logical brain with our creative brain simultaneously. This work is amplified. This week's work would be amplified by using the colors green, the incense of sandalwood, the metal copper, and items that draw on the planet Venus, like symbols like the Ankh or whatever you do that represents Venus. And the elements like of earth, like jaspers or stones, um, whatever you like, dig your feet, grounding, elements of earth. Roots, eat a lot of roots this week. Keep yourself grounded. Wear things like lava rocks, stones, crystals, gems that promote grounding and healing. Okay, why do we do this? To enlighten the mind to the state of Hakamiya, God who builds the universe. This process is going throughout the week. It'll highlight our internal contradictions. Okay? These internal contradictions are between our desires to elevate ourselves to higher value and our attachment to easy material and established things. We do this so that we can have the courage to break away from the habits and constraints we cling to and put our energy and passions back to good use. This enables us to triumph over obstacles. Remember what I said in the beginning, traitors or enemies that keep us held down. The magical powers are to stop traitors and oppressors while acquiring dignity and prosperity. Hakamiya. Hakemiya. Okay. Now, I'm going to give you some pentacles, even though I don't recommend doing any magic for love. Okay. But say you're very desperate and you really want to make someone fall in love with you, which is, be careful what you ask for. You can use the fourth and fifth pentacles of Venus. The fourth commands love from another, and the fifth makes someone forcefully fall in love with you. Don't recommend either one of those. If you wanted to make yourself more open to attracting love, you can use the second and third pentacles of Venus. Second, you would draw or tattoo the second pentacle of Venus on your left inner bicep, and this will make you more attractive to others. And the third pentacle of Venus is more about aligning your soul with a divine match. Okay? So if any of those, if you are seriously like really strongly compelled to doing love spells, I would recommend the third pentacle of Venus. Okay? Because this doesn't take your desire eyes, attachment, need, clinginess to love, and it takes all that away by giving it to the divine and saying, you know what, Spirit, you find the soul that's matched for mine. If you want to work with a love spell, work with the third pentacle of Venus. It's a lot healthier. It's the matchmaker of El. It'll unite you with souls like you. Now also, you must understand that souls like you could come in the form of friends, family, or relationship. So don't be so set on what love needs to be for you. And if you want to amplify something you are working for, like a harvest, right? So a harvest would be the fruits of your work, right? You could work with the first pentacle of Venus. Okay, this is more about adding the spiritual energy of Venus towards works that you already have in progress to bring in the harvest of what you have been working towards. So that's what I have for you today. The 16th Goetia Zepar. And I hope that was helpful for you. If you found this information helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, share this video to help promote the channel, and hit that notification button and you will be notified every time I upload a video or make a post in my community thread. So thank you for your time, and I will see you next time. Take care.